Check one.
How do we? All right, got it. You can try to use that. Yeah. Got it. I'll stick the word.
Right. Government spending and the audit process can be confusing concepts. Maybe not for the professionals in this room, but for your average Joe. And we're here to fix that. Good morning, judges. We are the Fiscal Patriots. Let's go ahead and meet our small but mighty team.
Hello, my name is Colin, team lead.
Hi, I'm Pranavi Dudala. I have the pleasure of being project manager and ML lead.
Hi, my name is Miriam, and I am the visualization lead.
My name is Nikita, and I am the product manager.
My name's Andy, and I'm the product developer.
Today we're addressing use case 2, promoting financial literacy through innovative and interactive visualizations to make government spending more understandable for the public. Our team is focusing specifically on literacy and audit terminology, audit data, and government spending data to make engagement with said data more accessible. Here's a solution we created to address use case 2, Audits Made Simple, a web page that does exactly as its name implies. Audits Made Simple acts as a launchpad for understanding federal spending and audit data.
Audits Made Simple offers 4 key features, such as exploratory visualizations, a glossary of auditing terms, a dataset guide, and a couple of case studies. Let's take a field trip and explore the key features of Audits Made Simple. Now let's take a look into one of the standout features of Audits Made Simple, our exploratory visualizations. These interactive summaries will put the power of understanding in your hands. Firstly, these visualizations simplify complex federal spending and audit data, making it easier for everyone to grasp high-level information quickly. This feature is especially useful for identifying key patterns in funding concentration, as well as tracking changes over time. Think of it as an intuitive tool that not only provides insights, but also empowers you to take powers into your own hands. It's designed to make data exploration not just informative, but also engaging. Let's move on to another crucial resource, the glossary of auditing terms.
Government lingo can feel like a foreign language. The glossary includes over 50 essential terms that make government accountability language understandable to everyone, regardless of their technical background. This interactive tool features categorized content, a search feature, and my favorite part, a seamless hover effect which flips the card to its definition. By making these terms accessible, we enhance financial literacy and empower citizens to explore and interpret data effectively. Our next feature is a dataset guide, a navigation tool that provides descriptions and links to the clean data sources we created for our analysis. The guide is designed to assist users on their journey through the complex ecosystem of government websites. This feature serves as a launch point in identifying which specific sources can best help users in answering their own research questions. Let's get back to Pranavi to hear about our next feature.
Lastly, we have the forward-facing elements of our webpage, starting with an easy checklist of 3 tasks for the more novice user. So these prompt the users with guided questions that refer to the visualizations that we talked about earlier, a link to the glossary, and the option to explore data deeper. Then the page leads into information on how this website may be used by different communities, such as educators, leaders, researchers, and journalists. Finally, the site displays some exploratory use cases that are exemplars of the potential for data when combined with powerful analytical tools like machine learning. Now let's head back to Khaled to take us through our process with data cleaning.
So our analysis integrates 3 authoritative federal data sources, each serving a distinct function. USA spending is our foundation with 74 million records, tracking across grants, loans, direct payments, and other non-contract awards that have been dispersed since fiscal year 2019. Federal Audit Clearinghouse, or FAC.gov for short, layers in accountability by linking single audit findings to entities, to the 57,000 plus entities who are required to undergo single audits when they receive $750,000 or more from the federal government. This tells us audit outcomes. The System for Award Management, or SAM.gov for short, adds enforcement context with 167,000 exclusion records identifying entities that are barred from receiving federal funds. This tells us who's been flagged for misconduct. The critical link is the unique entity identifier. This serves as our primary key, allowing us to trace a single recipient across all three systems. Through our interpretation of and engagement with the data, some interesting findings arose. First, integrating FACT plus SAM data surfaced an interagency gap. Prince Hall Village Charitable Trust was banned by HUD in 1997, yet the audit data shows them still in the system as of 2022. That's 25 years of sustained engagement with an entity that has been excluded on SAM in 1997. Next, integrating SAM plus USA spending revealed a cross-agency gap. AmeriHost Services was banned by the EPA in 2021. This was a reciprocal and entity-wide ban. Yet HUD issued them 15 awards, totaling over $759,000, $759,584 to be exact, across fiscal years 2022 through 2024. EPA's exclusions never reached HUD's award process. The takeaway is that the exclusion data doesn't flow, not within agencies, not between agencies. And next, Miriam will discuss our data visualization process.
Have you ever wondered how federal funding is distributed across our states? We developed research questions and created visualizations in Tableau to summarize these insights and identify notable patterns. This process enables us to make data-driven decisions effectively. The concentration of funding reveals the top 10 states, with California, New York, and Texas leading, collectively receive over half of all federal grant dollars. Now let's talk about the federal agencies. The Department of Health and Human Services stands out by distributing an astounding $3,979 billion, making it the leader in funding distribution. This brings us to an intriguing observation about changes over time. Between 2019 and 2021, there was a significant 151% increase in funding due to pandemic relief efforts. However, this was also followed by a 29.8% decrease, after which the funding level stabilized. These insights are crucial as they help us understand the dynamics of federal funding and its implications.
So now that we've equipped our users with some introductory knowledge, Khaled and I will be diving into some exploratory use cases that really show the user the art of the possible when it comes to engaging with data. So this first case study focuses on predictive modeling. With this model, we've created a hypothetical early warning signal for which entities are more likely to have audit findings next year based on what we already know about them this year. So some of these signals are whether findings were there previously, how many findings there were, the number of award lines, and overall funding scale. The algorithm we chose is called a histogram gradient boosting model, or HGB for short. And the ML math behind it may be complex, but what matters is that it's very good at spotting patterns without us having to manually write a bunch of rules. And to evaluate the performance of a machine learning model, we use metrics like the ROCAUC. Our score is a 0.7656, which tells us that if you randomly pick one entity year that will have findings next year and one that won't, this model will assign a higher risk score to the will have findings case about 77% of the time, which is pretty great accuracy for a very complex data set like this. Shown in the bar plot, we can see the most important features in the model are whether an entity has had findings before, the number of findings, and the volume of award activity. So this model could be a way of helping teams focus limited time and attention to where it's most needed, reducing administrative inefficiencies. Again, this exploratory case study gives the user just a taste of the powerful insights we can derive when pairing analysis with data while also showing this team's technical prowess. Now I'll pass it on to Khaled, who will walk you through an example of how data can lead to the creation of innovative methodologies.
Continue with the art of the possible. The next case study, it ultimately shows how to translate audit findings into risk signals. So we needed a way to translate audit findings into actionable risk signals, so we created the audit health score. This is grounded, it's a weighted index that's grounded in professional standards. So the pyramid, it shares our weighting logic going concern findings in which auditors question whether an entity would be able to continue operating carried 25 points. Material weaknesses carried 20 points. We scaled down to repeat findings, modified opinions, control deficiency. Every weight maps to authoritative guidance. Entities that are low risk auditee status under the uniform guidance earn a 15-point credit, and entities with a documented corrective action plan earn a 5-point credit. So the formula is fairly simple. Start at 100, subtract risk points, and it's capped between 0 to 100. The score an entity receives indicates its risk tier. 80 to 100 is green and low risk. 60 to 79 is yellow and moderate risk, and 0 to 59 is red and high risk. The scatter plot on the right-hand side shows and highlights that 1.09 trillion in federal funding went to entities that auditors had repeatedly flagged. Now, Andy will go over our website development process.
Now that the data, visuals, and scoring are built, the next step was really packaging everything into a simple website that could guide a non-technical user from exploration to understanding. Here, I'm walking through how we built our website using a simple structured development cycle. We first started by defining what the website needed to do and what content it had to include. We then built iterations and tested and adjusted as we added features. A big focus was making sure that the website was staying intuitive while allowing users to navigate from a high-level entry point straight into the visuals, then into the supporting context like the data sets and explanation. From a tooling standpoint, the website is plain HTML and CSS. We use Google Gemini to help speed up the development process, and the site was hosted on AWS. The sitemap here, in addition, shows that flow with the learning components and how they connect with the investigation components like the use cases, the case studies, our audit health score, and our predictive modeling. One big challenge was making sure that since we have embeds in the website, every moving parts that was updated stays at the same place. So we ended up with about 40 versions of the website. This structured approach helped us keep the website functional, engaging, and informative. Now I'm gonna pass it to Nikita to walk us through how we can engage with this website.
To promote engagement, we created educational resources by compiling relevant terms from various data fields, government websites, and audit reports based on pain points we discovered in our own research. We then defined the relevant terms to create user-friendly glossy cards. These cards enable users to quickly grasp complex terms. Additionally, using clean data sets from our analysis, we created data source descriptions. These descriptions outline what each data set can help answer, guiding users in navigating federal data more effectively. When developing Audits Made Simple, bring value to our users was our main focus. To illustrate, here are a few user stories. Our primary focus is on the non-technical user, curious civilian, but we also cater to adjacent users like community advocates, nonprofit leaders, educators, students, journalists, and policy researchers. You're serving a user who might say, I'm concerned about a nonprofit serving my community and I want to take a look at an audit but I don't know where to find it. Or, I'm doing research on federal assistance spending for a project but the data is overwhelming. I want to get a quick picture of funding concentration. Or even, I'm exploring single audits in FAC.gov but I don't understand the terminology. I'd like to familiarize myself with audit terms before diving in. Each of these groups has unique needs, whether it's understanding audit terms or finding specific reports. Our goal is to make this process more intuitive and less daunting for everyone. Next, let's look at our expected outcomes with Calvin.
So what does Audits Made Simple actually deliver? 3 things. First, literacy. As Nikita mentioned, we built a glossary and supporting pages that teach users what terms like material weakness actually mean. Second, engagement. We created case studies that show users what's possible when you dig into government data. Our website links directly to USA Spending and FAC, as well as our GitHub repo, allowing users to continue exploring on their own. Third, accessibility. Government data sets can feel intimidating. Our goal is to make them appealing, perhaps even interesting. A taxpayer, journalist, congressional staffer can all land on our website and immediately understand what they're looking at. And more importantly, they'll leave wanting to explore more. Our goal isn't just transparency, it's usable transparency.
To conclude, the solution can be scaled to multiple government resources to improve public understanding. Audits Made Simple is just the tip of the iceberg. We'd love for you to take the opportunity and explore the webpage.
Just as a quick warning, if you do scan that QR code, our webpage isn't mobile friendly. ready just yet, so I would recommend tilting your phone so it's horizontal and scrolling through.
Yeah, the Tableau embeds just a little bit, a lot of data.
It's quite dense, yes.
Seconds for
And we can also try and get it up on the laptop if time permits.
everybody good? Here's our appendix organized into hubs. Feel free to check it out. It links directly to our GitHub with our data sources and hidden files.
And we'd also like to take the time to acknowledge our lovely George Mason faculty, Professor Chen and Professor Wecklow, who are here today. Y'all can give us a wave. They provided immensely valuable feedback and guidance while we were conducting this project, and we are so grateful to you. Thank you so much. And now we'd like to open the floor to any questions from our judges. Thank you.
When did you begin this project?
We began back in December, and it's been a steady. You want to talk about that?
So we started in December when the case was released, and I just kind of set an intention of, frequent cadence meetings with the team, and we just continued developing. We did pivot the project a little bit towards the latter stage, which was a little bit concerning, but we managed to pull it off. Great communication, good teamwork, so very proud of everybody.
Yeah, this was really done hackathon style.
So we started by approaching the data analytics side of it, trying to get an idea of what the data was, and then based on feedback from Professor Chen, we decided that we weren't actually addressing the use case, which was focused on literacy of the public, which is why we decided to develop the website to fully answer the challenge.
Not a question, but a comment. Your website works perfectly well on the Samsung here.
Oh, here.
Awesome.
My comment is that Minnesota is ranked 6th in the top 10 states. For those that are-
Interesting.
Yeah, that's funny.
I just have a comment. Great job. That's really amazing work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you all.
All right, thank you.
All right, Tips and Chirps, you're up.
Print out it? I got it. I recorded.
You recorded? Oh, nice.